I'm back. I'm back. Look, 2 videos in 1 day. Pretty amazing, huh? I'm giving Jason Blaha a run for his money. Look, I'm sitting here on top of the wood stove, feeding it. Forgive the noise. There's always noise around here. Either you're hearing the well pump going, which is downstairs, or you're hearing the fan on my wood stove, which is what you're hearing right now. If you're hearing anything, I guess you are hearing it. Anyway, firing this bad boy up, getting it warm in here. Dog loves this stuff. Right, Harley? Watch you out here by the wood stove. I know how much you like it. Yeah. Tear my clothes off me. I know you like this wood stove. Watch your tail. Yeah, she's gonna get a hot tail. Gonna get a hot tail. Alright. So we're back to talk about some more fallacies and bullshit. Some more bullshit that the YouTube fitness observers comment on. I'm not gonna say fitness participants. I was going to say the fitness observers. One of those things is, if you reduce your calories, if you cut your calories off at a particular time in the evening, is there any advantageous angle to doing that if you're trying to lose body fat or you're trying to stay kind of lean? Now, I've seen people swear up and down there's no advantage to that. Really? Well, does intermittent fasting work? I.e. starving yourself for several hours on end? Does that work? Yeah, it works. So, let's not call it that then. If something about that offends you, if I say that I cut my carbs off normally at, and if I'm going to eat any junk, allow myself any junk, I don't consume anything like that after 6 p.m. Now, let's just say, rather than putting it that way, let's just say I practice intermittent fasting every evening. But I'm selective about which macros I fast. Right. Protein is all good. Why? Because protein is the most thermogenic macro. Protein requires the most energy, i.e. calories, for you to be able to digest the shit, assimilate, absorb, break it all down, put it back together, reconstitute it, and the complete proteins in your body again, repair muscle, whatever else you want to do with it. A whole lot of shit goes on with protein, a whole lot of shit goes on with amino acids when it breaks down your body. A whole lot. So, fat, barely thermogenic at all, actually not thermogenic. So, the fat you eat truly is the fat that you wear. In most cases, right? If you're under eating, then you're under eating. But if not, the fat you eat is the fat you wear. Carbohydrates, they can be somewhat thermogenic, sure, but not compared to protein. Protein's the way to go thermogenically. So at nighttime, when you're sleeping, your body has a lesser demand placed upon it, right? Because sure, you have what you call your resting metabolism. I saw somebody do a video, I don't even remember who, because I get them all mixed and mashed and run together, right? When they say this kind of stupid, uneducated, inexperienced shit, because I'm sure they read it somewhere. But put it into practice, you would find out that what I'm telling you works, and if it works, it works. Simple as that, proof's in the pudding. But they said it doesn't work because, oh, I knew who it was. It was Jerry Branium, believe it or not. Who a lot of times I agree with, but I'll tell you what, that is one book reading, study reading mofo. He reads it straight off the computer screen and recites it to you while he's making the video. I guess that's his shtick, but whatever. Not putting him down, but I'm saying he's wrong about this. That's for damn sure, and everybody's wrong about some things. Nobody's 100% on the money all the time, 100% of the time. But he said the studies showed that there was no difference between daytime, and we're considering conventional daytime hour people, you know, not people that stay up all night and work all night but sleep during the day, you know, whatever. Your daytime is the time you're up and about. Your nighttime, we're considered a time that you're recovering and sleeping and all that bullshit, right? Preparing for the next day. So he said studies showed there's no difference between resting metabolism in the daytime and resting metabolism in the nighttime while you're in bed asleep. Duh. Yeah, that's resting metabolism. You just blew your whole case out of the water right there when you said that. You quoted that. They specified resting metabolism. What is resting metabolism? Resting metabolism is what your body has to do to preserve itself, repair itself, or to carry out the continuation of itself alive here on planet Earth without any additional expenditure. No additional caloric expenditures, okay? So you're talking about you gotta breathe, your heart's gotta beat, you're always repairing shit, your brain has to function, and all this stuff's going on all the time. Now you add into that, well, let's go this way. That's resting metabolism, so of course it's not gonna change. But during the day, who here is running on their resting metabolism? Anybody? Show of hands. Nobody? Yeah, me neither. During the day, I'm on my feet. I'm always on my feet. I'm basically on my feet all day long, except intermittently when I sit down just to write an estimate. Then I'm back up after I get off the phone with the customer. I'm back out in the shop working. So I'm running around. I'm always on my feet. Now this time of the year, it's relatively cold because I don't really notice the cold in the shop. You know, most shops, we don't keep the shops heated very high because you'll sweat. Why will you sweat? Because you're not functioning on resting metabolism. You're actually moving around enough that if the shop is 65 degrees, that seems, if it's 60 to 65, that's plenty hot enough in a working environment because you're working, you're moving. There's thermogenesis is being conducted. You're conducting the business, the commerce of thermogenesis, the commerce, the exchange. You know, you're exchanging the heat that you need to stay warm and keep yourself moving about and functioning with calories. You're trading off calories to achieve that. So I'm never functioning on my resting metabolism, and probably none of you are either, unless you're bedridden, and then you probably still aren't during my waking period. So during the day, never on resting metabolism. So right there, the studies don't even apply. Resting metabolism, when I lay down at night, I'm going to require the fewest, it's the fewest requirements on my metabolism, right? So what does that mean, or how can I manipulate that to make myself better or achieve my goals a little bit quicker? I can cut off all fats for sure, cut off my carbohydrates if I'm really trying to get lean, and I will still take in proteins. And I may take even a slow digesting protein. Why? Because now my resting metabolism is taxed a little bit more than it otherwise would be, because it still has to digest and absorb and process this slower digesting protein that I put in. In my case, it's milk protein. It's skim milk at nighttime. So there's some carbs there, but there's whey protein, and there's casein protein, casein, right? So I have a slower digesting food choice in my stomach, and it'll take hours to digest that milk, to digest and absorb. And before it's all said and done and I'm back actually on my resting metabolism, it'll take hours. See how that works? So if I ate right up to bedtime, I'm still absorbing and digesting and processing and absorbing, and that's the big thing. Whatever the hell I've got in my stomach and I've been eating, and it's not done yet. It isn't over just because I'm finished chewing and swallowing. So yeah, you're putting a little more workload on your body, but what is it you're digesting and absorbing and storing? Is it fat? You just have a bunch of fat? Is it carbohydrates because you don't have a whole lot of requirements right now? You don't really need all those carbs right now. You understand what I'm saying? So nighttime for me, I've always cut my carbs, cut my fats out at about 6, 7 p.m. depending on what time I'm going to go to bed. Cut them out about 4 hours before bedtime. And so I'm fasting, as they say. I fast overnight. So I do my overnight fast. And then I get up in the morning. Okay? If none of this worked, why would they always tell you when you got to go have some various tests done, you know, it's your doctors or whatever, they'll tell you, don't eat anything the night before. Why is that? If you don't eat anything the night before, by the time you get up in the morning, you're running on empty. Pretty much running on empty as far as outside fuel sources. Right. So how do you accomplish that? You don't eat anything the night before. Now, if you do that every single night, that's called fasting, which most of us are going to you're going to somewhat experience anyway when you go to bed and sleep every night. So there you go. So Is there any advantage to cutting whatever? You make your decision. Depends on the shape you're in and where you're trying to go. You can use it for you in a number of ways. If you're a smaller guy, has trouble gaining weight, that's going to be your ideal time to really be able to conserve calories. So pound some calories and go to hell to bed. All right? If you're trying to stay hard, you're trying to stay lean or get leaner, then you don't want to be pounding them calories before you go to bed. Make sense? It's very simple. It's not complicated. It's not calculus or anything. It's very simple. Very simple.